Seth Berkley, an epidemiologist and founder of the International AIDS Vaccine Initiative, once said, "With infectious disease, without vaccines, there is no safety in numbers." As technology has evolved over the years, scientists and health professionals have invented ways to protect against disease. One of these many technologies includes vaccines. According to the CDC, on March 14th in 2012, vaccines stimulate the immune system, producing antibodies against disease. Vaccines contain dead or weakened viruses. According to Gabriella Canal, she wrote an article in 2007 which discusses a man named Andrew Wakefield that claimed the MMR vaccine led to disorders like autism in children. The American Academy of Pediatrics published a series that proved that Wakefield's suggestion was incorrect. However, this suggestion still negatively impacted society. This led to a movement known as the anti-vaxxer movement that is still practiced by parents today. This movement negatively impacts society, leading to children not receiving routine vaccinations and spreading diseases that were almost wiped out. The solution for this issue is to encourage routine vaccinations in children. You should get vaccinations because they can save your life, they are safe and effective, they protect others around you, and they are economically efficient. With that being said, you should get vaccines because they can save your life. As previously stated, technology is evolving, giving way to advances in disease prevention. At one point in time, vaccines were non-existent and many died from disease. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, in January 2018, polio used to have a great negative impact on the U.S., leading to disease and paralysis among many. With the introduction of the polio vaccine, there have been no reports of polio in the U.S. today. According to the Adult Vaccine Access Coalition, over the next 20 years, vaccines will prevent over 732,000 deaths and 21 million hospitalizations. In addition, you should get vaccines because they are safe and effective. People negatively influenced by the anti-vaxxer movement and have formed opinions against the safety of vaccinations. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, as previously cited, vaccines have to undergo a process before they are given to individuals. According to the CDC, on March 14th in 2012, there's a 3-step process that the FDA uses to ensure the safety of vaccines. In the first step of the process, they use 20 to 100 volunteers to administer the trial vaccination. During the phase 1 of this trial, they ask questions such as, is the vaccine safe? Does the vaccine seem to work? Are there any serious side effects? Or is the size of the dose effective? In the second phase of the trial, they use several hundred volunteers. They ask questions such as, what are the most common short-term side effects? Or how are the immune systems responding? In the third phase of the trial, they use hundreds or even thousands of volunteers. They ask questions such as, how do the people who get the vaccines compare to people who do not get the vaccines? And is the vaccine safe? Is the vaccine effective? And what are the common side effects? As stated by the CDC, the FDA will only release a vaccine if it is safe and effective and if the benefits outweigh the risk. On the other hand, you should get vaccines because they protect others. People often forget that even though you may not be vulnerable to disease, you should become vaccinated to protect those who are vulnerable to disease. There are many diseases that are preventable by vaccinations that are still a problem in the U.S. today. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, in 2018, resurgences of diseases such as measles and pertussis have been on the rise since 2010. Anywhere from 10 to 28 babies have died each year since 2010 to these diseases. Not everyone is able to be vaccinated due to severe allergies, weakened immune systems, or simply because they do not meet age requirements. However, if everyone who is able to be vaccinated takes the responsibility of being vaccinated, we will be able to protect those who are vulnerable to disease. On another note, you should get vaccines because they are economically efficient. The fact that vaccines prevent disease means that vaccines prevent economic hardships that are associated with disease. The concept is quite simple. If you're vaccinated, that means less disease. Less disease means fewer medical bills to cover a cost of disease. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, as cited before, getting vaccinated is a good investment, and most vaccines are covered by insurance. A federally funded program known as Vaccines for Children program provides vaccines to children at no cost. According to the CDC, as previously cited, vaccines save nearly $1.9 trillion in total societal cost every year, which is more than $5,000 for each American citizen. To conclude, you should get vaccines because they save your life, they are safe and effective, they protect others, and they are economically efficient. We must make it a must to get routine vaccinations for every individual. There are too many preventable deaths occurring due to the absence of vaccinations. It is our moral and ethical responsibility to protect those that are vulnerable to disease as well as protecting ourselves. Vaccines are just one step towards this direction.